Hi. I hope you all are doing well. Though I'm sure you are considering that the year is coming to a close and that summer is coming up, as well as more importantly, graduation. And there's also college, which is essentially the equivalent of the DLC pack for school. Sorry, I don't really know what else to say for this introduction. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about two certain chapters during my life. One is about my dog Fawn, and the other is about my life during the lockdown. So buckle up because this is certainly going to be a ride you do not want to miss out on. Okay, not really. But still. So I'll get started with my dog Fawn, who is an absolute princess, and you'll see why soon enough. Let me talk about briefly how we ended up adopting a dog in the first place. My brother and sister were constantly begging my mother to adopt a dog, and she eventually gave in because she knew that the complaining wouldn't have ended any sooner. My brother and sister were very well aware of this, due to the fact that several years ago we also adopted gerbils for the same reason. We eventually came across the Humane Society animal shelter after searching for several weeks to adopt a dog, and surprisingly we ended up getting Fawn on the day of visiting. She was originally named Natalie, but my mother and sister felt like she had the resemblance to a baby deer, thus how she got the name Fawn. Once we brought her over to our house, we initially expected her to be closed off because of the fact that it was a whole new house for her, but she was quite the opposite. Ever since we got her, she was basically hyper, and that is to be expected because she is a Chihuahua Greyhound mix. Chihuahuas are the absolute fiends of the world. Aside from that, I did also mention before that she is a princess. And she most definitely is. Whether you're walking out of your bedroom or just arriving home from a long day of school or work, she will greet you by rolling on the floor and expecting belly rubs. Whenever my family and I are gathered in the living room and someone has a reason to get up from the couch and leaves their spot open for even 10 seconds, Fawn will take the spot. Sorry, but royalty has priority. Oh yeah, did I ever mention that she also uses the staircase as a way of looking down on us whenever she's at the top of it? And believe me, I'm not saying any of this with any grudge whatsoever, because she is pretty much an amazing dog. Like all other dogs, she'll be there for you when you need her most, and I mean that is pretty much all the time, but she is always convenient for when you need your day brightened up a bit. Anyway, I would love to give Fawn some more screen time, but I gotta move on to the next thing here. So I'm sure that all of you know about the pandemic that started over 2 years ago. 2020 virus with like 19 in its name. Okay, I'll just get to the point here. I hate to bring this topic up because everyone has heard about it and heard more about it, and that it really isn't anything great to hear about. However, I am only bringing this up because it did make a bit of an impact on my life. And to my surprise, not in the direction that I thought it was going in. When I first heard that schools were being shut down for the time being until something could be managed about the virus, I was really devastated. Due to previous experiences, I was never a fan of doing schoolwork online. Well, I mean, who is a fan of doing schoolwork in general, eh? No? Okay. Anyway, I just didn't like online schoolwork because technology would suck sometimes and that there wasn't a teacher looking at me whenever I needed to do my work. I was becoming really concerned with everything, how the school year would proceed, how everyone else I knew was doing during the lockdown, and how the future would amount. But I will have to say that I was very lucky because of the fact that the lockdown did do more good for me than just bad. Because I was able to collect a lot of free time due to being able to work on the coursework at my own pace, I had much more time to play video games and even learn animation along the way. Not to mention that I did also make friends. Yeah, no, sorry, I'm not doing that. Obviously, I didn't meet them in real life given that we were still in lockdown at the time, but I did meet them through Discord, where I became a Discord moderator. With all seriousness, they were some of the greatest people I've ever met. Every time I was on call with them, they would always make me laugh, and whenever I needed their advice, they always gave it to me. I know this may sound depressing, but I wasn't really the interactive type throughout high school. So having All of the experiences I had with them was pretty much a fresh of breath air for me. And I certainly can't thank them enough for all the other things they've done for me. I'm going to wrap it up here and give you 2 things you should take away from this. 1, that dogs will inevitably rule the world. Juan has already hired a campaign manager and will be running in the next election. Wait, I never put this in the script. And 2, even if things are looking bad, there is some advantage in it. You have probably been told that you have to take the bad with the good, but that doesn't mean that you can't take the good with the bad either. All that matters is that there will always be a way of overcoming the issue. And I hope that is something you all understand and benefit from in the future. Thank you for watching.